Hey there travelers, Enra Silver here, and welcome to episode 38 of GlitchSlapped by Enra. In today's episode, we're going to go over how to power 3x sized items. If you didn't know, when you size an item up, it loses its connection point and cannot be interacted with. So we need to find out different ways to get power to them. Here's a couple different ways to power a 3x sized biodome, a different way to power a 3x sized light panel, and a couple different ways to power 3x sized power doors. So without further ado, let's get to it! Now to power a 3x sized biodome, you've got a couple different options. Which one you pick depends on which look you're going for. So this first one is if you're going for a look that doesn't have anything outside the actual biodome. It's all contained, all nice and tight, and it's tough to tell where the power is actually coming from. You start this one by stacking up 3 walls off one side of your center floor panel and using universal adjacency to bait a floor panel off the top wall and switch to a circular prefab. Go ahead and run power to that circular prefab. And now it's time to size your biodome. For this example, I'm going to use universal adjacency from a 3x sized bio lantern. So now go ahead and use universal adjacency to bait the triple sized bio lantern in the center of the center panel and switch to your biodome maximum sized. And as the biodome comes in, you'll notice it is powered. You'll notice that circular room merges perfectly with the disc at the top of the biodome. Everything looks nice, smooth, and clean. Now, if you don't mind something coming off the bottom of your biodome, you can use this other technique. An additional upside to this technique is that it gives you a way to access the interior of your biodome, since doors and corridors will not snap to a sized biodome. This time we'll place the biodome using a sized wire. If you don't know how to make a sized wire, you simply pick any piece that can be sized, go into wire menu, place the wire tip, drop out of wire menu, size the piece all the way up, and then wire glitch to place a sized wire running between the 2 points. Then you simply pick the biodome out of the menu, store it in your wire cache, copy the wire, place the wire on a surface and pull it any direction you want, and then wire glitch to place the biodome where you have the other end of the wire located. Once you get your sized biodome placed, you can snap a cuboid to the bottom of it. Normal sized, of course. Once you get that normal sized cuboid placed, go ahead and run power to it, and voila, the dome is powered. Now, if you want access to the dome, you can simply snap a door onto the cuboid, and on the inside of the cuboid, you can place an infrastructure ladder. You could then get inside the cuboid, climb up the ladder, and boom, you're inside the biodome. And there we go, access and power from the same technique. Now, powering a max-sized light panel takes a slightly different approach. We're going to start with a wall and snap a small wall to the bottom of it. We're then going to take a floor panel and snap that to the bottom of the small wall, and then snap 2 raised pavers off the opposite side of the floor panel. We're then going to move the floor panel so that it's snapped to the top paver, not the wall, but the top paver. We then delete both the raised pavers and move the small wall so that it is snapped to the other side of the floor panel. We then move the floor panel again, so it's now snapped to the bottom of the small wall. Now, we can take our light panel, store it in our cache, copy the wire. We then place the wire on one end of the top of the wall and pull it along the wall until it is centered, and then wire glitch to place our max-sized light floor. Once we have the max-sized light floor in place, we then pick up the wall and move it so it is now snapped to the floor. Then we go back to our menu, grab the light panel out of the menu, and store it in our wire cache. Once it's stored in our wire cache, we copy the small wall, snap it to the top of the wall, and universal adjacency to the light panel. We then power that normal sized light panel, and it powers the max sized light panel. Voila! Finally, let's look at a couple different ways to power a max-sized power door. Let's start off by making the power door using the same max-sized wire that we did for the light panel. Go ahead and pick a pill light. You'll want to place this up against the connector on the large size power door as centered as you can get it. Once you have it placed, you're going to want to stack 3 more lights on top of it. Once you stack those 3 more lights on top of it, power the top of those 3 lights. When you power that light, it will power the power door. You can then delete all the lights underneath the top one, but you have to leave that top light. If you delete it, the wire is going to go and the door will unpower. Now let's look at one last way to power a max-sized power door. Go ahead and snap a regular sized floor panel off the middle of your max-sized door. To the other edge of that floor panel, snap a regular sized power door. Then glitch another power door to the outer connector of that power door. Repeat 2 more times, so you've got a total stack of 4 power doors, all glitched to the outer connector of the one below it. Then copy your floor panel and attach it to the top power door. Pick a wall out of the menu, green state it off of the opposite side of your floor panel, and reverse wire glitch. Attach that wire to power, and your power door, max sized, is powered, looking like the wire was attached there all along. And that's going to do it for episode 38 of GlitchSlapped by Enra. Hopefully you found something useful. If you did, please do the YouTube things. And if you know a better way to power a large-sized object, leave it in the comments. I'm Enra Silver, and until next time, keep on building.